First, I just want to start off by saying thank you, Matt Skiba, for your 7 years in Blink-182 for help keeping them going, rather than going on some long hiatus again. You're a trooper. We really appreciate you for that.
Something about you that I can't quite put my finger in.
But now, it's time to get back to, well, your own band, the band that you started back in the 90s, that being Alkaline Trio. Now, ever since Matt Skiba had joined Blink-182, Alkaline Trio almost kind of became a side project to him. They did release an album in 2018 called Is This Thing Cursed? And here we are almost 6 years later with the follow-up to that finally. The album being titled Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs, the 10th album by this pop-punk band. Alkaline Trio isn't necessarily a band that I've been super familiar with over the years. I do like their albums From Here to Infirmary and This Addiction, and I've also heard other songs from here and there, but I haven't really taken my time out to listen to too many of their albums. I can definitely say they're highly underrated and need more recognition for being a big part of the 90s pop-punk scene because they were one of the better bands in that genre. And with this new album, it's definitely not necessarily pop-punk, but definitely leaning more toward the alternative route while still keeping that sound that makes you go, yeah, this is Alkaline Trio. Some songs that really didn't, catch my eye, catch my attention in the okay side were Meet Me, Bad Time, and Shake With Me. These ones all kind of maybe had a problem of the chorus just wasn't as catchy as the others. Like, at least that's one thing with Alkaline Trio you can say is the chorus is usually catchy, but for whatever reason on these three, I just didn't feel it, didn't really see myself singing along or hear myself singing along because the chorus just kind of needed work. But the rest of the album, I mean, hey, that's really my favorite. Hot for Preacher is a nice little kickoff. Versions of You is actually nice. And that song, Dan Adriano actually takes lead vocals, the bassist, and he kind of does a lot on this record. As I mentioned on the song Versions of You, Scars, he does the post-chorus on Shake With Me, Broken Down in a Time Machine, and he does a verse on Teenage Heart. He definitely has a lot more vocal work than from the stuff that I've heard him on. I've never really heard of Alkaline Trio being a two lead singer band, but hey, I really like Dan's voice, and I think, a lot of the time he really puts a lot into it, more than you would expect from him in this case. Scars, Break, the title track was also probably my absolute favorite coming out of it. I don't know what it is. Like, it doesn't really deserve to be that catchy, but yet it is. Because it did kind of throw me for a loop. Like, okay, Alkaline Trio sounding like this is a little bit weird because it's a bit slower than usual from what we're hearing from them. Not that they haven't, toned it down a bit and gone slower. But I was expecting more something upbeat and faster for their return single, but hey, you know what, it's nice, and even though it is definitely a little bit more pop-leaning or has more pop sensibilities when it comes to the verse and chorus, it's a catchy-ass song. And then the last two songs, Broken Down in a Time Machine and Teenage Heart, are also very nice. There's moments in some of these songs, especially in Teenage Heart, where Matt Skiba pops in, and then Dan Adriano pops in, and it just, you get a little bit of everything on this record, and they really go out of their way to try to make their 10th record an interesting one, an unpredictable one, as I just feel like even with the lineup change mid-album cycle, they've been able to just do some great things and kind of take control and find out who they are at this stage of their career and follow up an album that I heard was pretty solid in itself. This is a really good band, highly underrated, and they don't get the recognition that they deserve, and I feel like that this is an album that, so far to start off in 2024, has overexceeded my expectations. I am kind of interested to see what Alkaline Trio fans think of this one, because who knows, maybe this could be the worst album they ever made. I don't know, because this could sound way different from anything else they've ever done. But for me, a casual listener who knows some of their stuff and is able to kind of, understand what an Alkaline Trio song and album, what's put into it, and how it should sound, I would say this is a very, very nice record. 7 out of 10 for it, and would definitely recommend a listen. But that's just my thoughts. You can tell me in the comments below what do you think. But until then, stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one.